Are you like me and planning to do a bathroom remodel here in 2025 and you're just drowning in Pinterest boards trying to figure out which bathroom trends are in and which bathroom trends are out for 2025? Before you spend a dime, make sure you watch this entire video because I'm going to be giving you 15 bathroom trends on their way out in 2025, and I'm going to give you tips on what to do instead. My name's Carrie, a designer here at Penny Modern, and I recently posted a video on 5 bathroom trends on their way out in 2025, and you guys loved it so much that I had to do another one, and this time I'm bringing you 15 bathroom trends on the way out, and these are totally different trends than the ones I mentioned last time. Oh, and I've put these in an order from the least expensive to most expensive to fix, so I've saved the most expensive design mistake for the end. So you don't want to miss that. It could literally save you thousands. So let's start with one of the easiest and cheapest mistakes or trends that you can fix, and that is around your grout lines. Do you remember fairly recently how everybody was pairing a clean, crisp, white subway tile with a bold black or charcoal grout? That definitely was giving quite the farmhouse vibe that a lot of us got from a Joanna Gaines or a Fixer Upper or everywhere else like on Pinterest. And having that high contrast between the white tile and the black or gray grout was very bold at the time. But now it's something that almost instantly date stamps or time stamps your space and just looks very dated. If you have a bold contrasting grout in your bathroom, there is a relatively easy way that you can fix it. They actually sell things called a grout pen or grout paint pen. So you can literally just use this pen and go right over the grout lines to color it whatever color you want. I do recommend using, if you're gonna do a subway tile, using a grout that's fairly close in color to the actual subway tile. So like for this example, this is travertine, but it has a lot of browns in it. So they did use a brown grout. So that is a great recommendation, is to paint your grout a different color that's closer to your tile color. If you are doing a from scratch tile design, people are definitely using smaller grout lines, larger format tiles, and not having the huge high contrast between the grout and the tile color. That is a choice that you can make to be more current and a little more timeless. Now let's talk about bathrooms that can look a little bit more like a home decor store or home goods versus somebody's Zen spa-like bathroom. This trend that's saying goodbye is definitely overly styled bathrooms with way too many tchotchkes on the countertops and the walls. I was helping my mother-in-law style her bathroom, and her bathroom had become extremely cluttered with lots of decor pieces. She did have everything from fake plants to all these perfume jars to lots of ceramics and then fake flowers and just way too much stuff. So what I did is I helped her really declutter and streamline things, and it really helped make her space feel more like a spa versus a cluttered flea market. You definitely want to pare down your decor that you have in your bathroom and just try to keep a minimal amount of things and a very few decor pieces out. And this is something that's actually almost free to fix, just removing items and paring things down, maybe getting some kind of organizer to put under your vanity sink so you can store items there instead of on your countertop. Are you team less is more, or are you all about styling every available inch of counter space? Let me know down in the comments below. And if you're thinking about doing a bathroom renovation or a bathroom makeover, I've got a great free resource for you. It's my bathroom budget worksheet, and this has pretty much every line item of items that you might need to spend money on for your bathroom renovation. It might help you save money. It'll definitely help you figure out how much your project's gonna cost. So download this today at pennymodern.com/freebies, and the link is down in the description. For this next one, it's time to say goodbye to those icy, cold, clinical bathrooms with a very simple color change. Using icy blue color palettes in the bathroom is definitely something that you're going to want to reconsider, because anything with those cooler undertones is definitely something that's on the way out as we go to more warmer and earth tones in the home as well as in bathrooms. A friend of mine actually had their bathroom in this icy blue color. It was a powdery blue, and she had it just painted and the shower curtain all this icy blue color. We simply changed it out and had more of an earthy teal green color, and it was a more muted tone. We switched that out in terms of the wall color and the shower curtain, and it definitely gave a much warmer vibe to the room, and it felt much less clinical. You can use different shades of blue, just not that icy blue color. You could use a navy blue, a teal, or maybe a muted ocean tone. And designer Sophie Clemson told Better Homes and Gardens, "Icy blues remind us of early 2000s designs. Today's blues have much more warmth to them than before." And if you're getting value from this video, make sure you hit that like button. It helps other people just like you to find it. And now we're going to talk about mirrors, which I definitely want to replace this when we do our bathroom renovation. It doesn't go with my vibe, but I wanted to tell you guys about these backlit or high-tech mirrors that we're seeing so much of. And I really hate to tell you this, but these high-tech kind of backlit mirrors are becoming the Bluetooth speakers of home gadgets. I recently stayed at a luxury hotel that had one of these mirrors with the light built in, and the problem was the light was not very flattering. It was really hard to figure out how to change it. I couldn't even change it from warm light to cool light, and so I just looked terrible while I was putting on my makeup. I'm all about having a more timeless look to your home. So instead of having a mirror with the light built into it, it's a far better choice to just get a standard mirror, preferably with some kind of frame and not the frameless kind, and a classic shape. And then you can add your lights, either your standard vanity lighting, or if you want something really special that adds more personality, get these wall sconces that are lights on either side of your mirror, and that's going to give you a better glow and warmth, as well as make you feel and look better whenever you look at yourself in the mirror. Oh, and don't forget to stick around until the end, because I'm going to share with you those most expensive bathroom trends that are most expensive to fix, so you don't want to miss that. And I know some of you are going to be wanting to fight me on this next one, so let's duke it out in the comments. I don't mind at all, but I hate to tell you this, but matte black hardware is out. And I know you might think that I am a perpetrator here, but this is actually oil rubbed bronze. It's not matte black, but we will be taking this out when we do our renovation. But matte black definitely exploded in the 2010s and also in the early 2020s, and it was just all over both kitchen and bathrooms. You definitely want to think about swapping out your matte black for other types of finishes. You also can do a mix and match, so you can mix brass with black and have a mixture of different finishes in your bathroom. That is totally okay. People are moving towards warmer tones in their fixtures as well as just colors in general. So a lot of people are loving the brass, the brushed brass, the aged bronze, and even antique brass. Some people are using like a polished nickel, but I would definitely do that if you're going to do some mixtures of both brass as well as the polished nickel and having that mixed metal look. And color expert Maria Killam even says that black hardware has had its moment. Warm tones offer more longevity, and I couldn't agree more. Are you still rocking the matte black hardware? Let me know. I did have it in my previous bathroom that we did quite some time ago, I think around 2019, 2020. And what I didn't like about it was that it got a lot of calcification on it. And I got a cheaper version of the matte black. And so once I tried to get off the calcification, the black finish started coming off too. I don't recommend it. Don't think I'm going to use it again for any of my bathroom renovations. But what do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments below. This next trend is something called color blocking. And this is where you're using blocks of color on the walls, or maybe you have your tile all one color and then your wall color is a very contrasting or complementary color. And color blocking might be really cute in terms of textiles or maybe fashion and your outfits you're wearing, or maybe even kids' room, but in bathroom, not so much. If you want to have visual interest to your bathroom, you can definitely use texture or tone on tone color, and that way you can have some visual interest versus just having two very jarring colors next to each other. We are going to do a bathroom makeover and we're going to probably be keeping this tile. I may be actually trying to lighten this tile, so make sure you hit subscribe so you can see that video. And what I am going to do, instead of having this white wall and the darker beige and brown tile, I'm actually going to paint my wall color to be more closely a beige that is in the tile to have a more uniform look to the bathroom. It's going to be more like a color drenching. So the bathroom's going to be enveloping you in a brownish beige color. And that way it's going to be more zen-like, more spa-like, and less of a contrast between the tile and the wall. That's something you could do when you're picking your tile patterns. You can use variations of different texture tile that are in the same color or color family instead of two contrasting tiles that are having that color block effect. It's definitely going to give you a more zen and spa-like vibe to your bathroom, and it's going to feel like you're being cocooned by your bathroom, and that could be a good feeling, and it's going to be more inviting than this jarring, crazy color blocking. Are you into bold color, or do you prefer tone on tone, or everything's neutral? Let me know down in the comments below. This next one, in some circles, is known as the mullet of bathroom design, and that is having a party on one wall and everything plain on the other walls. If you guessed accent walls, you guessed correctly. One of my girlfriends who has this really crazy accent wall in her bathroom of her home she just bought told me her bathroom vanity wall felt like wearing one statement earring in 1 year after that trend had already passed. And that's the thing, having these one wall accent walls is something that can definitely date your space. So here's what to do instead. You really gotta go all in on your design. Wrap your tile all around your bathroom, or at least pick a paint color that's going to be very close to your tile color, or use very subtle texture variations to add a lot of depth and interest to your bathroom. Accent walls are definitely losing their popularity throughout the home. People are wanting a cohesive design to the room and not just one wall that is out of place. I know some of you might be feeling a little bit personally attacked by this next one, and I apologize in advance. But it's time to move on from the all gray bathroom. I helped a friend stage their home recently, and they had a gray on gray bathroom. And I tried my best to warm that puppy up. But when they had people going through an open house, a lot of the feedback was actually that bathroom felt very cold, very lifeless, and very sterile. If you already have some gray elements in your bathroom that are not easy to change, so maybe it's your tile or your flooring, you definitely want to try to add some warmer elements to warm it up. That could be warm wood through a warm wood tray, or maybe it is a picture with a warm wood frame, or maybe you get some new flooring that is a warmer tone. You also can add things like plants to help warm things up and add some life-giving elements to your room. And you can definitely add textiles through your shower curtain, your towels, and a bathroom rug, and that's going to help warm things up if you do have those gray fixed elements. But you want to choose warmer colors, not the very cool colors, and not just a bright, sterile white. Designer Faraj Tariq told Homes and Gardens, clients want warmth and personality. Gray just feels monotonous and uninviting. This next one, my bathroom is guilty of, and it's something that I am gonna have to address when we do our makeover, and that is accent tile strips. So this accent tile strip was put here by the previous owner, and it's something that I really don't know how to deal with, but I wanted to warn you about it. So you might have something similar where you have these accent tile strips that are some kind of mosaic running in your shower or somewhere else in your bathroom like I do. And it's definitely becoming a problem, and it's definitely dating your bathroom. This trend of using this contrasting tile mosaic is definitely an early 2000s vibe, and it's definitely on the way out. So if you are doing tile design from the ground up, you definitely want to use a continuous tile throughout your entire shower. You also may just want to do the walls in one tile and then the whole back of the shower in a different tile, or maybe you do all the same tile and having a shower niche that's a very similar tile, maybe the same colors, but a different shape. The issue with these mosaic tile strips is that they really are very jarring and they break up the visual flow of the whole bathroom. And I'm thinking about actually adding a different mosaic that's really just more plain travertine stone and covering this up, or painting it. Do you guys have any ideas on what I can do to either hide this or paint it or cover it up? In my bathroom, we don't have the money to rip out everything, so I would love to hear your ideas on what I can do about this mosaic tile strip that I have. Let me know down in the comments below. In the past, white on white bathrooms used to scream fresh and clean, but now they just scream sterile and cold. I recently toured a luxury new build home that they have here in Southern California, and it had a white on white bathroom. The realtor that represented the new home builder pulled me aside and actually said, all the people are saying that this bathroom feels cold and sterile and lifeless. What can we do to add some decor to really liven it up? It really felt like a hospital. If you want to modernize your all-white bathroom, you definitely want to add some different colors, so you can add natural wood tones. You also can add things like a creamy white or an oatmeal color that's a beigey color, and that's going to help warm things up immensely. Designer Laura Hammett put it perfectly. True white is the coldest, harshest color on hard surfaces like tile. People want softness, texture, and warmth now. Are you still a fan of the all-white bathroom, or are you craving a little bit of color? Let me know down in the comments below. Now let's talk about sinks that used to be all the rage, and those are vessel sinks. So those are the kind of sink that looks like a giant bowl that are just placed on your countertop of your vanity. My parents had one of these in their house, which was a cabin in the woods in a rural place where I grew up, which is actually Southern Illinois, and they had a vessel sink. And the problem with that is that it gets a ton of dirt and grime in that little rim between where the sink is and the vanity is, and it gets freaking disgusting. They also tend to not be very good when you're using them to wash your face. For some reason, kind of water gets all over the place. And they can look very dated depending on which type of vessel sink you get. I have seen some really crazy glass vessel sinks that tend to look a little bit dated very quickly. You're definitely going to want to go with an undermount or an integrated sink if you are choosing a new vanity or a vanity top. If you do have a vessel sink, there are potentially ways that you can just take off the whole vanity top and get a new countertop with a new sink in it, and that way you can keep your vanity cabinet and that'll keep your cost down. People are just trending to more integrated solutions where you have the sink already under the countertop, and a lot of people are liking these fully integrated sinks that are made out of the same material as the countertop, which I'm not the biggest fan of because I think that'll look dated soon. I am a fan of just getting a rectangular undermount white ceramic sink and then just having your countertop like a normal sink. Vessel sinks definitely had their moment, but most people and most homeowners, they'd really rather have something that's easy to clean and more functional above everything else. I did want to talk about tile again, and this is a tile that I saw a lot of in the past maybe 5-10 years, and that is this faux wood look tile. And people started using this not only on their floor in their bathroom, but also in their showers and on their shower walls. The issue with this faux wood look tile is that it is going to look fake, right? Everybody knows that you're not going to put wood inside your shower, so you know it's fake immediately. And that is the problem with using some of these more trendy type of tiles, is they're gonna look fairly dated pretty soon. I do recommend doing a more timeless choice that's either a solid color tile or maybe something that is a stone tile or a stone look tile. It's totally fine to use wood in your bathroom to decorate, whether that is a wood look on your floor, which kind of makes sense, or maybe it is a wood tone on your vanity, and then using wood in terms of picture frames or accents. But leave it off your shower walls, please. If you have been looking at different design magazines recently, you might have noticed that tile countertops have actually made a resurgence. But if you've ever lived with tile countertops, you will know why this is an absolute no-go. At least I think it's a no-go. I'd love to know what you think. I recently toured a home that had been flipped poorly by somebody, and it still had tile countertops in all the bathrooms. And I think what that screams to people is just a high maintenance nightmare. And also all that grout can not only get dirty, but it can also crack and it can get ick in it, and it might even leak and stuff because you're constantly getting water on your bathroom countertops. You really don't want anything that's porous and gonna leak into the vanity itself. If you are choosing new countertops, you definitely want to pick something that's a solid surface. Definitely try to get some kind of a stone, whether it's a real stone or a man-made stone like a quartz. When in doubt, I always go neutral and low contrast in terms of this countertop that I have. I am actually thinking about painting it and just doing white because this countertop is so busy and crazy mixed with the travertine. It's just too much and your eye doesn't know where to look. So when we make this over, we're definitely going to address this countertop. Everybody wants to have more low maintenance, easy to clean surfaces, so definitely avoid those tile countertops if you can. This next one hurts, but unfortunately it's true. This is one that I wanted to talk about that I have seen a lot of flipped houses, and that is that faux marble tile. This faux marble large format tile has definitely screamed into the zone of I'm trying way too hard. When you use those really cheap faux marble tiles, it is very obvious that they are fake because there's not a lot of different patterns on those ceramic tiles. And some installers even install it so the veining goes the exact same way on every tile and they don't have any variation. You can just tell that this is not a natural stone and it's completely manufactured, and it tends to just look very generic. And it just looks fake. It's not good. There are some faux stone tile, like ceramic tile and porcelain tiles that you can get that are definitely more high end. They're definitely going to have more patterns on them. So like instead of having only 3 or 4 patterns of the veining, they're gonna have 20. So that way you can mix those up and it's gonna look much more natural and much more real, and it's gonna be much more beautiful. If you do have a small bathroom, a lot of the cost on tile is actually from labor, especially if you live in an expensive market like I do in Southern California. So if you just have a relatively small space, you can afford to maybe have real stone in terms of the tile. Just make sure you seal it properly and make sure that it's going to last a long time. But you can use real stone in your bathroom because maybe you have a smaller bathroom and use something that's real instead of something that's just very fake looking. And the spruce says actually that large format faux marble tile is on the way out because our eyes have actually now been trained to see what's real and what's fake when it comes to these stone tiles. Now let's talk about that most expensive trend to fix that I told you about, and that would be these textured 3D wall tiles. In the past 10 or 15 years, we've definitely seen some innovations in terms of tile design, and we've seen more textured patterns that are just gonna kind of spice things up. Instead of having just a plain white tile, you have all this texture, and specifically some of the waves that we're seeing. So it's like a wavy texture, and then also ribbing or fluting. These may look absolutely amazing on day one, but the issue with a lot of those tiles is they can get very soap scummy, and they're also very difficult to clean because all that texture, I'd say especially anything with ribbing, is going to be a nightmare to clean. My recommendation is definitely to use a classic tile shape as well as surface. Maybe do matte instead of glossy to get a more timeless feeling and look to your bathroom. You definitely can get creative in terms of your layout. So you can use just a simple rectangular tile, and you can lay those in so many different ways. You can do it in a offset pattern like a subway tile. You can do it in a stacked pattern. You can do them in herringbone. I really do love those rectangular tiles because there is a lot of creativity with those. You also can do something like this where you have a natural tile, so whether it's real marble or maybe travertine or some other kind of stone, and you can get two different shapes on your tile like they did here, where you have the subway and then you have this other type of tile shape. It's all the same type of material, and it adds a lot of visual interest by doing that. And that can give a more timeless appeal to your home and have a lot of texture without having those textured tiles that have those really hard to clean shapes. So I'd love to know, do you have textured tiles in your bathroom or any experience with them? And if you do, what was your experience like? Let us know down in the comments below. Are they hard to clean, or do you still love them? Let me know. And if you're interested in getting even more design inspiration to decorate your bathroom or to make over your bathroom, make sure you watch this next video, which is the latest and greatest in bathroom design trends. And then also don't forget to download your bathroom budget worksheet right here. And that's at pennymodern.com/freebies. And the link is down in the description, and I'll see you in the next video.